Morning! It's really nice here this morning. It is a perfect fall day. There's lots of sunshine, um, which isn't good for me to be out in, but it feels amazing. And there's some color on the trees finally. And yeah, it's gorgeous. It's really gorgeous. The temperature is just right. Um, I read this really great article on Lupus News Today by Kelly McCrae, and it's called The Pursuit of Happiness, and it was super well written. Really great article. There's lots of great articles on there, but this one just really hit home, and I think it's been written before, and certainly I've written similar things. Similar things have been written, but her way of writing it and her wording was really excellent and just really affected me, a couple things she said. And I just totally agree, and I think I've kind of made the same statements. Lucky our remaining rooster is in a very good mood this morning. Everybody's perked up because it's a little bit cooler. Um, and her point was someone it's very big, there's more to the article. It's about how she, if she were to explain every day or list every day the list of symptoms that she feels on a daily basis, it would just be ongoing. And if she was to explain how she feels from 1 minute to the next, from 1 hour to the next, on a daily basis, like how dramatically that changes, it would just be this nonstop, never-ending thing. And that's true. I mean, the symptoms that anyone experiences with chronic illness or disease or lupus or any of these diseases on any given day are vast. And it's hard to explain to someone. Although I do understand more and more that when you don't explain to someone, they have no clue. Like they can't imagine. But it is very hard to explain, and you also don't want to constantly explain. And then when you do, I think, well, at least for me, I kind of feel ridiculous because it's kind of like it is a never-ending list. It's like, which ones do I not mention, or where is it just too much? But anyway, her point is you can't possibly do that, nor is she going to do that with all of the people closest to her. But someone had said to her that was dealing with a lot of stressful life events at one time or whatever, that she wishes she could be as naturally upbeat and optimistic and happy as the author of this article. And her point is she's not naturally optimistic and upbeat. She has to force herself to be. And she makes that decision to be that way every single morning and to try to focus on the positive things every single morning. And I want to take it one step further by saying that's me to a T. I'm not naturally happy and upbeat and positive, a Pollyanna, if you will. That's not my natural personality. I'm not the kind of person to be down all the time, but I'm not naturally happy and upbeat all the time. And it is a conscious decision. It is not something that necessarily just fluctuates with how I'm feeling. Sure, if I feel better that day, it's a lot easier to be happy than if I'm in terrible pain. And there's going to be days where I fail at that, just like anybody. We're human beings. But it is a conscious decision every single morning. And my taking it one step further is several times a day. I have to remake that decision or remind myself I've made that decision because you forget or you don't want to do it anymore or something really bad happens and you have to get through it. He's not going to stop doing that, so he should just be on camera too. It is a absolute conscious decision, and you are making an effort to do so, and it's worth it. I mean, it really is. And sometimes you're going to fail or not do as well, but it's worth it. We're going to go through so many emotions, and we go through them every day, I think. I mean, I think the 5 stages of grief are relived every day of your illness, or especially when you're in a flare, because, maybe you were doing a little bit better and now you're not again. And sometimes those setbacks, they're always bad, but sometimes they're super devastating because sometimes you really thought, I haven't had that symptom in a long time, or I thought I'd beat that, or I don't know, you just become disillusioned. I mean, you just start to think that maybe that one thing's gone away, and then it comes back at you, and it's very easy to feel just so disappointed and frustrated. So I kind of feel like it's very easy to relive those stages, like, of acceptance, denial, in one day, every single day. I feel like it's just a constant cycle. So you are making a conscious decision to be happy and to try to be happy. That doesn't mean you're going to be happy 24/7 or the whole day, but you are making that decision to try to see the best in every day, especially your worst days, especially when you're miserable. It's not easy. It's not an easy thing to do. Even if that is your natural personality when you're sick all the time, at some point it's going to become not natural to you, because it is extremely difficult to wake up every single day sick and not better, and to get through, or to wake up and have a little bit better time but then to crash, or to have that constant pain is very difficult. And I don't underestimate the strength. I sometimes underestimate my strength, but not other people's. And then I have to remind myself, you're one of those people too. And that's what I want each and every one of you to do, is to not underestimate the strength that you have, even when you don't feel it. When you feel at your weakest, yet you're still trying. You might be in bed, you might be bedridden that day, but every time you make any small effort to stay positive, to give yourself rest, to smile, to just be kind to yourself, you are showing how strong you are, because you're getting through this every single day, even though you don't realize it, and you're trying. And that's all that really matters. That's all you can do, and that's all that matters. That outlook is not something that some of us are just blessed to have. That is something we work very, very hard at every single day, because we realize that the more negativity we have, it's just going to be worse. I mean, we have so much difficulty and sadness and negativity and struggle in our life already. Why make it worse on ourselves by focusing on that only? And I'm not saying forget about all the negativity and just be happy and wonderful all the time. I'm not a crazy person. I know that's impossible. But choosing to try to focus on the positive and to be happy and to not allow too many negative thoughts to creep into your mind, that takes great courage, and that's a skill. And it's not an easy one to learn. It's very difficult. And like I said, every day you're making that decision to feel and act that way. Every single day. So it's something that you start off your morning with. And for me, mornings are my worst time of day. I'm usually in the most pain. I vomit usually for a couple hours every morning, and plenty of things happen. So it's not a good start to the day usually for me. But sometimes the day stays bad. Sometimes my day completely turns around. I have a few hours where I feel decent, or if I'm really lucky, great, or almost symptom-free, or, who knows? I have some energy. Anything's great. And it can completely turn around, and then I can completely crash again, or maybe the rest of the day stays pretty good. But the point is, especially when you wake up in the morning and you're sick or in tremendous pain, or you can't move because, your joints are locked up or whatever. A lot of people, mornings are tough. Still making that decision that not only are you going to get out of bed, or try to, but you're just going to focus on any little good thing you can. It's just this tremendous strength. And I give props to every single one of you that got out of bed this morning, that's smiling, that's reminding themselves that no matter how badly they're feeling, they have something good happening in their life, no matter how small it might be. But just remembering to be grateful and thankful, and to flip all of your negative thoughts, not even into just wonderful, sugar-coated, positive ones, but even if you can just slightly remind yourself when you're thinking negatively to stop it or to change your thought direction. It helps a lot. And this isn't about making other people, impressed with your attitude. This is about you and you feeling better inside, internally, because you are your greatest strength. You have to live inside this body, and you have to live inside your mind. And you really need to become your greatest friend. And that is a super difficult thing to do. But you need to be your greatest friend, because the kindness that you're showing yourself by that self-talk and by making those decisions to try and look at the positive things, it makes a bigger impact than I think we even realize on a daily basis. And sometimes we have no clue that it's even helping, but it's worth the effort. And I give props to every single one of you that is trying to do that, because it's a huge challenge. It is no small feat. You are incredibly strong and incredibly courageous. And don't ever forget that. It's okay to remind yourself how courageous you are. I mean, it's very easy for us to feel like a failure or to feel bad when we can't get out of bed, or we can't do things, or we can't provide or work outside of our home. Or, I mean, there's 1,000 things we could focus on where we can feel like a failure. That's very, very easy. But it is much harder to focus on all of the positive and the good things that we can still do and contribute and have, even if they're tiny things. Focus on those. Remind yourself that you're still you in there. And just remember, you are just so much stronger than you think, and you can get through anything. I mean, there's been plenty of times where I just find myself saying, I can't, over and over and over again. But you know what? I do. Those times pass. And you do too. I'm sure you find yourself in the exact same boat, and I know you get through it too. So please just remember to try and encourage yourself as much as you can. You deserve it. You deserve a medal. You're probably not going to get one. So just the best you can do is be kind to yourself and remind yourself that you're just so much stronger than you think. And choose, when you can, choose happiness. You just wake up and make that decision. And then you strive throughout the day to keep on that path and not veer too far off of it, no matter how easy that is going to be to do. So that's my thought for today. I just want everyone to try and remain positive, and I hope you have a good day and have something to smile for today.